Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Welcome. Setting the right service level target in a call center is never one size fits all. It requires balancing customer expectations, cost efficiency, staffing realities, and business priorities. In this session, we'll explore the key considerations that help leaders choose the right target for sustainable performance. Let's begin with customer expectations. Different channels carry different perceptions of service speed. On voice calls, customers generally expect to be answered within 20 to 30 seconds. For chat, the window extends slightly, about 30 to 60 seconds. On social media, expectations are around 15 to 30 minutes, while email allows anywhere from 4 to 24 hours. The challenge is balance. If service level targets are set too lenient, customers quickly perceive the service as poor. But if they're set too strict, staffing costs can skyrocket. The key is finding the sweet spot that matches customer expectations while remaining financially sustainable. Next, let's look at industry standards and benchmarks. In traditional voice channels, the long-standing benchmark is 80% of calls answered within 20 seconds, often called the 80-20 rule. In digital channels, benchmarks vary. Chat is commonly set at 80% within 60 seconds, and email at 90% within 24 hours. But benchmarks are only part of the story. Competitive positioning also matters. If your competitors consistently deliver stronger service levels, customers may notice the difference and switch. That's why targets should reflect both industry standards and your market landscape. Now let's connect service level targets to business priorities and strategy. Customer-centric companies often aim for aggressive targets, like 90% of calls answered in 15 seconds, to deliver a premium experience. Cost-focused organizations may choose looser targets, such as 70-30, to save resources. Many adopt a hybrid approach, balancing cost and customer experience with an 80-20 standard, while offering faster response times, like 90-10, for VIP segments. The right service level target should always align with the overall business strategy. Another important factor is the type and complexity of interactions. For simple, transactional calls like balance checks or password resets, customers expect speed, so tighter service level targets are critical. But for complex interactions, such as legal guidance, financial advice, or technical troubleshooting, customers are generally more willing to wait, which allows for looser service level targets. Matching the service level to the nature of the interaction helps balance efficiency with customer expectations. Service level targets must also account for volume and seasonality. During high-demand periods, like tax season, holidays, or major product launches, contact volumes can spike dramatically. In these situations, maintaining the same service level target may not be realistic or cost-effective. That's why many companies adjust their approach, setting different targets for peak versus non-peak seasons. This flexibility helps balance customer expectations with operational efficiency during periods of fluctuating demand. Another critical factor is workforce and shrinkage realities. Service level targets must always align with actual staffing capacity, as well as expected shrinkage from breaks, training, and absenteeism. If aggressive targets are set without enough resources, the result is predictable: agent burnout, higher attrition, and frequent SLA breaches. The key is to set targets that are ambitious yet achievable, ensuring both service level performance and a healthy, sustainable workforce. Let's consider the financial impact of service level decisions. A higher service level, such as 90% of calls answered in 15 seconds, often requires 15 to 20% more agents compared to an 80-20 target, driving staffing costs up. But lowering service level too far has its own price: higher abandon rates, customer churn, and even SLA penalties, all of which erode revenue and trust. That's why leadership must carefully calculate the return on investment for each incremental improvement in service level, ensuring the balance between cost and customer value. Let's consider technology and automation readiness. A center with strong tools like IVR, AI chatbots, callback systems, and omnichannel routing can deliver tighter service level targets without needing to overstaff. But centers without these automation capabilities should be cautious. Setting overly ambitious service level targets in a low-tech environment risks higher costs, agent stress, and unmet commitments. The key is to align service level goals with the technology foundation in place. Let's talk about contractual and compliance requirements. In many BPO agreements, service level targets are directly tied to financial penalties or performance bonuses, for example, meeting 80-20 in 95% of intervals. In regulated industries like banking, healthcare, or telecom, compliance goes even further, with mandatory service level agreements dictating strict response times. In these cases, missing targets doesn't just hurt customer experience, it can result in penalties, compliance violations, and reputational damage. That's why contractual and regulatory obligations must always be factored into service level target setting. Lastly, let's look at how service level targets are measured: by interval or in aggregate. Per interval measurement, usually in 15 or 30-minute blocks, is stricter but ensures a consistent customer experience throughout the day. Aggregate measurement, such as daily or weekly averages, is easier to achieve but can mask problems. For instance, you may hit 95% overall, yet during peak periods service level could fall to 50%, leaving customers frustrated. That's why choosing the right measurement approach is just as important as setting the target itself. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.